Sugar friends. Welcome to another episode of From Pain to Sweet Purpose. Today, I want to talk about stepping outside of your comfort zones. I know sometimes it's hard to step outside your comfort zones because, in your comfort zones, it feels safe, familiar, and you kind of know how to move about in your comfort zone. But today, I wanted to encourage you. There's so much to be gained in taking those leaps and stepping outside of your comfort zones. And like always, I want to start with encouraging moms. I know everyone may know this is a podcast mainly to encourage moms who have lost a child and to inspire them to turn their pain into purpose. I know it's so many other people that listen besides just moms who have lost a child. As I always say, my story led me to entrepreneurship. So I do talk a lot about that here because my pain led me to my purpose, which was opening up a restaurant, a bakery that now has led us involved into a restaurant slash bakery. So all is welcome because I feel like whatever walk of life you're on, you'll be sure to gain some little nuggets along the way. So I feel like for moms stepping outside of their comfort zones after losing a child will look like going to a counselor and being very vulnerable about what has happened and what pain you're feeling or support groups. It was very uncomfortable at first for me to talk about such a painful situation to a complete stranger or to people I didn't know, or, walking into a support group with ladies that have other ladies and moms who have lost a child, talking about how I felt and where I was, how I was dealing with it. It was very uncomfortable, not knowing anyone in the room, but yet going and spilling my gut, so to speak, and talking about this very painful experience that happened in my life. But at the same time, by me stepping out my comfort zones, it was so much to gain. I learned that the feelings that I was feeling that, I was trying to wonder if they was normal. Man, is it normal to be this depressed or this sad? But when other moms would share their stories and how they were feeling, it gave me some sense of comfort to know that, man, I'm not isolated. So sometimes you have to put yourself in those uncomfortable situations to gain knowledge and ideas of how that might help you. So I know, going to having those hard conversations and discussions and, when your counselor is just pulling everything out of you, like, and I know it's hard, but if you really unpack it and talk about it and really say how you feel and get to the root of it, it really is so helpful. So, I want to encourage you to step out your comfort zones and maybe join a support group. And like I said, in my case, it was a loss of a child, but yours could be a support group of maybe someone who's dealing with a loss of a job or marriage or what it could look like so many things. Sometimes just putting yourself out there and going into uncomfortable spaces is so much to gain, even though it's so hard to do. I know one thing I envision for myself stepping out my comfort zone is, you know, someday hosting the support groups, leading the support groups, and even tying it into my business, what I now do, making it into a experience where we can sit and talk that what has happened and, how we move through it and encourage other moms, but maybe turn into an experience too, where it's like a cake decorating class, since, like I said, mine led me to opening a bakery where it's an experience. So that's one thing I feel like that I don't, necessarily know how to do that or bring it all together. But that's one of the things that I envision as I keep stepping outside of my comfort zones and growing and evolving. And at the same time, wanting to help moms deal with the loss of a child. So I'm willing and, trying to embrace stepping out my comfort zones and being willing to keep having the conversations about, now, even I have a daughter and having lost a child, I feel like I'm real overprotective with my daughter. And sometimes I'm sure it's annoying to her, but just even knowing if that's normal, if that's stuff that other moms who have lost a child with deal with. So sometimes, having those conversations of uncomfortable topics or whatever really helps you to understand that, wow, okay, well, this is how other moms felt too, and this is how they dealt with it, and maybe this is what helped them, maybe a certain book or a certain group they join. So I think sometimes having those conversations, it really helps keep leading you to your next steps of healing, of growth, of maybe, like I said, me expanding into starting a support group that will in turn help a lot of moms and make it a fun experience at the same time. So, just talking and learning from others and stepping out is so much to gain. So, I just want to encourage you to do that, to try just stepping out. Maybe even taking a course that you wouldn't normally take, taking a class, learning a new hobby. I feel like something I want to do is like learn how to sew. So I consistently try to put myself in spaces that's not comfortable, maybe stuff I don't have knowledge about, because it will help me to keep expanding my knowledge and growing. And, after the loss of a child, just it keeps me busy and active. And along the way, like I said, it just helps me to keep growing and evolving as I grow in this journey where I'll be able to gain more knowledge and in turn, I'll put that knowledge back into other moms. So I think it's just so important just to just get out there and I want to encourage you to try a support group or try counseling if that's something that you felt like, well, that's kind of awkward, or I don't know about that. I don't know if I can trust, and so many things. I think it will be great just to give it a try. I had the same thoughts, the same doubts, but it was really so helpful. So I just want to encourage you to step out your comfort zones, learn what is helpful for you in this season. And sometimes you're only going to know by stepping out, by doing something new, challenging yourself in a way that maybe before it was fearful. And I understand, I still feel fearful. I do a lot of things scared. I just don't allow it to stop me. I just move and go with the fear. I feel like, if you're coming for the ride, you're going to sit in the back seat and we're going anyway. So I just keep stepping out and I just wanted to, encourage you to try to embrace the unfamiliar and take those leaps. I remember something that Steve Harvey has said. He has said sometimes if you don't jump, your parachute will never activate. Sometimes it's only going to activate when you actually take that step and jump. And there's so much stuff to be gained in that jump. And I found that to be so true. The times when I was brave enough to step out my comfort zone, it was so much waiting on the other side of that I would have never got to or never known if I wasn't willing to take those leaps. So I want to encourage you, even like on in personal levels. I know beside, I know I was talking about the loss of a child, just stepping out with counseling and stuff, but even in my personal life, before I was so scared to even like talk or to ask questions in public, just nervous, shy, always feeling like, I really don't have anything good to say that might come out weird or, but I started taking chances and getting involved and, I've turned down so many good opportunities because of fear. And I feel like I'm not going to keep doing that. I'm going to step out my comfort zones and take the chance, take the risk, and see what awaits. And that has been so helpful in so many ways because what I learned about myself that I was capable, that I did have a voice that was worthy to be heard, and that I really did have good ideas. It gave me so much courage and confidence, where before I self-doubted myself because I was never willing to step out of my comfort zones. So I didn't realize, the potential that I really had. So, I want to encourage you to do the same. Sometimes you'll step out and realize, man, I'm kind of good at that. So I just, wanted to be here to encourage you, step out those comfort zones and see what's on the other side of it, the growth. I know one of the biggest ways I've stepped outside of my comfort zone was opening a business. It was so much unknown, so many scary things. So, I did it so afraid, wondering how it would go. Would it be successful? Would I even know how to do it? Would people come? So many doubts, but it's turned out to be such a blessing for me to know my potential, for my family. We now work together. It has just turned out to be a blessing. But if I would have never took that leap, that chance of taking the chance when I had so many self-doubts, so many things of what could go wrong, what could happen, what we didn't know, you know, with people come so many things, but it has turned out to be truly a blessing. And not only that, by me stepping out, I have taught my daughter to live outside her comfort zones. She's so courageous now and so more confident that I wish I would have had when I was her age. But she feel like, Mom, if you're willing to put in the work, anything is possible. So she's a lot more daring than me because I tell her all the time, Jayla, if it's something you want to go after it. Go after it. Don't be comfortable. Don't live in your comfort zones. If there's something that you dream that you feel like you can accomplish, you can do it. If you're willing to put in the work, the dedication, the sky is not even the limit. So I just want to encourage you, if you have a dream, a goal, anything that you're a little afraid about or scared or wondering if it's going to be successful or, should I join that board or should I take this class or should I go to this support group? Try it. Try it. There's so much that can be gained from it by taking that chance. And I think you're going to realize that you have so much more to bring to the table than you even realize. So I know this episode today will be short and sweet, but it just has really been on my heart. I just want to encourage somebody that need that extra push, that extra boost to step outside of their comfort zones. So I just wanted to be that voice today and encourage you to take the action, one small thing that you have been afraid to do and doubting yourself. Just step out. Just let this be that push that you needed to step outside of your comfort zone and realize there's so much waiting on the other side. That thing, that dream that you've been like on the fence about, take the leap. That class that you've been wanting to join or start or program, take the chance and just jump. Just do it. So I wanted to be here just to encourage you with that today. So if you are a mom that has lost a child and wondering what's the next step, find someone that you may or may not feel comfortable talking to, but you know that it will be helpful for you, a counselor, a support group. Take that chance, step out your comfort zone, and you're going to realize that it's so much to be gained and that is so much to be learned, and it's going to be very helpful to you. And also, if there's a dream, step out. If there's a goal, whatever that may be, whatever that looks like in this season, I just want to encourage you today. Step out your comfort zone, dream big, and go after whatever it is. And I'm sure there's so many things waiting on the other side of your comfort zones. So I just wanted to encourage you today with that. I hope it was helpful, and I hope that someone will inbox me or leave a comment and say that they did something outside their comfort zone and that it was a success. Okay, well, that's all for now, sugar friends. Until next time, live outside the comfort zone. Talk to you later.